All right, how's everyone doing? So this is Jack from LevelUpTrading. I'm gonna run you through this SPY put that I took today that went for 433% while I was holding it, and then went for an additional 600 to 700% later on if you continue to hold it later on throughout the day. I'm gonna run you through my thought process, why I did what I did, what other people most likely didn't do, and why they failed today if they were on the bullish side. And I'm going to kind of introduce to you why I was bearish from the start of the day. So right here we have the level up trading system where this red box and this green box are both reversal zones. And we opened up, that was from Friday. And we opened up today with both zones being below the previous zones, which gives us a bearish sentiment for the day. So if we focus just on price action for this trade, you'll see that we opened up at the top of our two target zones. So this bottom line right there is target 1 and this is target 2. And when you open up in this area where you are already above all the levels of the day, you don't want to get into a trade too quickly. You have no conviction. It's pretty irregular for price to open up where it did. So you want to wait and you want to be patient. You want to wait for the right opportunity. So as price continues to open up, we see it chop around for a little bit. And then eventually we get this little bull fake out move, whatever you want to call it. Essentially, we're just continuing the little gap up that we had from the night before, as you can see right there. Gapped up right here. And so at this point right here, I have no levels, I have no conviction, so I go back to the basics, right? So I go to my higher time frame, and I see that we opened up pretty close to this 416.50 resistance line we had right here. So I switch back to my smaller time frame, and I put on my lines. So as you can see right here is the same resistance line that we had on the higher time frame. So as this trade continues to develop, I have this previously drawn out line from an intraday chart at 415.50 area. So we're kind of ranging in between this little $1 area right here. And so I'm definitely more bearish on this trade simply because we just broke this trend line. We're kind of flagging out. I think we're going to go to the downside, especially because we're already opening up at the strong resistance line that price has tested quite a few times. The one time it managed to get over it, it quickly gapped back down. So switching back to here, I was looking at the 410 expiration for today. So a 0-day till expiration contract for SPY at 410. And it was trading at a pretty cheap price. It was ranging between, I would say, $17, $13, but I was being greedy. I don't even say if I was being greedy, but I wanted it a lot cheaper. I was like, I know this move is going to hit, and I want to get it as cheap as I possibly can. So you can see that right here, we hit a low of $10. I actually got in around $12, and I'll show you where exactly I got in and why I got in when I did. So as you can see, I mean, support and resistance works pretty damn well. We're just ranging between this gap. We don't want to trade the chop. We don't want the theta to kill our option contracts, especially if you have short time, or in this case, you have literally no time. It will go worthless by the end of the day if you don't sell. So the theta will absolutely kill your contract and chop. It will go nowhere. So right here, I'm not in it yet. Still not in it. Actually, right here, I put a limit order for $15 and I didn't get filled. Sometimes Webull has pretty bad fills. So I initially thought that I missed the entire move. I was like, damn, like I'm not going to get a cheap contract if I get in right now. I'm going to have to wait for, I'm probably going to have to get in above where I wanted to get in. So right here, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? We're probably going to get pretty damn close to touching this white line again. And with theta and with a zero, like with no time on your contracts, a small move like this, a small consolidation right there, can get your premium cheaper than where it was at this red candle right here. So at this green candle right there, I actually got filled at 0.12 or $12. So right here, I'm in the trade, and I'm not worried at all because as you can see, basic support and resistance here. We rejected this 416.50 again. And I'm like, sweet, this is good. I don't have to worry about anything. I only bought 2 contracts at $12. So the most I'm going to lose today is $24. That's the best thing about options. It's a predefined risk strategy. So right here, I know I'm only going to lose $24. I'm just going to let it ride out. If I lose it, I lose it. I was taking a lotto going 0 days till expiration. So I'm going to see what happens. And luckily, tested it again right here. And after this test right here, we begin to quickly sell off. And as you can see, we just continue to go to the downside. And right here at the bottom of this wick was actually up 433%. I moved my stop up to like around where it would be. I moved it up to 0.55. And I believe right here it got down, 0.65. So I moved my stop down to right here. I'll draw it out for you right here. But the thing with stops on Webull, I didn't set like a limit stop. So I could get filled there. I could get filled a little less. And eventually I sold my first contract for 100%. I want to lock up gains. I want to leave a runner. I was like, okay, if I sell for 100% here, I already know that I'm going to break even on the day. I can't, if I made $12 on my first one, I'm at $24 on that one contract. If I lose $12 on this other one, I'm not going to be in any worse of a spot than I already was. Ideally, I could have waited and probably sold the first one at 200%, guaranteeing that I would at least make $12 on this day. But overall, I ended up getting stopped out right here at 52. If you look at the chart, I got stopped out at this green candle right here. And funny enough, without man-made support and resistance, this is our long breakout level for level up trading. And we quickly, you could see we rejected it after being up 350% on this trade. I was like, I'm totally content with being out. On days like today, you cannot get greedy. 350% or 400% on a trade is pretty unlikely for a day trade. Swing trades are a little bit different. I also wanted to show you how our lower indicator right here helped out in this trade as well. So like I said, I got in at this green candle right here where my cursor is. And you can see we're exiting our Bollinger Bands. We're exiting the squeeze, which is indicated by that white little web looking thing. The MACD is shifting to the downside. So I got in a little bit early. I got in right before this red candle, or the red little dot. I got in at that gray sign showing weakness for the uptrend, and you can tell that we quickly changed momentum to the downside, which is just an added benefit. If you want to see, you can see that after we broke down below VWAP in our long target at 1, we got a sell indicator, so it's just further confirmation. So yeah, that was my trade. That was something where if you threw $12 into the trade, you could have made, in the trade that I took, you could have made up to $65 on that. Or if you held it longer, it got one all the way up to $98. So that's a $86 profit. Like, it's absurd that people don't understand that you don't need a lot of money to make money in the stock market. You can leverage it out through these option contracts. Obviously, having the right risk to reward ratio, understanding how they move, how they play is pinnacle to understanding this process and becoming a successful trader. Something that I strive for every single day, something why I'm putting the work in right now. The last thing I'm going to leave you off as, if you have any questions, a lot of this stuff looks ill-familiar to a lot of people. They don't understand whatever the heck I just showed you. Leave a comment down below, reach out to me. I'm more than willing to sit down, talk over with you how you need to start, what you need to do, the basics, where I can put you on the right path. And if you are interested in becoming part of this little system, this group that we have, this Level Up Trading group, I highly recommend you reach out to me. I can shoot you in the direction of someone that can be able to help you out immensely well. It's a supported, like, statistical thing that even the institutions use, which is why it works out so well. So if you have any questions, leave them down below. I highly recommend you take the time this summer to learn this stuff. You want to invest not only in yourself, in your future. You don't want to waste your summer sitting around doing nothing when in a year from now you would be thanking yourself for starting today. So feel free to leave me down a question below. I'll talk to you guys later. Quickly, just to wrap it up, just want to show you the screenshot to prove that I'm not lying about today's trade, although it says 295%. I promise you I sold for around 350. On your desktop application for Webull, it doesn't actually show you the percentage after you sold. So I had to snipe this a little bit before I sold, and then obviously I'm going to prioritize exiting the trade rather than taking a screenshot to prove to people that I got the percent that I'm talking about in the video. But yeah, super feasible goals, super feasible amounts of money. Yeah,